Living between Wednesdays, just trying to get by to the next fix. Living between Wednesdays, prefer the comics over the Netflix.
Compared to when we started the Kickstarter, it's because we were just cooking.
But like collaborators like need to talk to each other. Not just the writer talks to everybody, but the artist needs to talk to the colorist, and everyone just needs to talk to each other if they need anything or if they want to say anything. Because like we've run into a couple creators where they just forbid anyone from talking to each other than them. And it's just like, that's weird. And if there's a problem that you cannot really fix, like we need to fix it as a team.
Yeah.
So like, I think that's really great that, you know, we can do that. I think that's helped a lot because I mean, if anything did happen, I could be like, Martina, I messed up. I didn't leave this note. Here it is. I've done that so many times where I'm like, oops, sorry, I made a mistake. Here's the new page. And she'd be like, it's okay. And she just slaps her colors over it.
Pull it over.
And it's fun because I'll leave her notes, but I'll have sketches for her sometimes, like really stupid things.
Lots of butts.
Yeah, lots of butts and unicorns and fat animals.
She likes unicorns. I forgot about that.
So yeah, it's just a fun collaboration, you know.
Good.
Yeah, and
it's professional to a point, but like it's fun.
And the last thing I was going to say about that is it's weird working in color, right? Because working with Alaire, I'm like, yeah, I don't need color for this stuff. And then going forward with Emulator and Pilgrim's Dirge, knowing that I'm going to need color, I really just wanted somebody who could, again, do their thing and me not have to worry about it. So both Tankatha and Martina have been fantastic in that aspect. There are a lot of other colorists that I would love to work with, but I mean, I don't understand how they can like keep taking on jobs. I remember Matt Wilson from Marvel once said he would work on like 9 books at a time.
Oh my gosh.
He would color 8 pages a day.
Oh.
I mean, if you like coloring, that sounds awesome, but like, what?
And if you've seen his colors, you know how mind-blowing that would be. But I think he's cut down since. That was when he was like really hauling back in like 2014.
Okay, I can understand that because yeah, if you know life happens and there are new developments and sometimes you do just slow down.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I think you had to limit it now to like 5 or 6.
That's so
much.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
But like I understand that all the stuff I have lettering, I'm like I can't really say no.
I know. Every few days you're like, I got a new lettering job, and I'm like, how many do you have?
Well, it's not like I'm doing it every single day.
I know, but I'm still just like, I've lost count.
It cycles through.
I don't remember how many he's completed or how many he's picked up. He might just have 2 projects right now, or he could have 50. I don't know.
I don't know.
We're too busy working to talk.
That's why we don't.
You guys.
Oh my gosh.
You guys are an absolute riot. I love you too. One last sort of question I wanted to touch on before we sort of wrap up was what is the Phoenix Comics Collective?
I can talk about this. So essentially it's kind of a digital studio of a bunch of us indie creators just wanting to create comics and wanting to make the comics industry and comic scene a more inclusive, more wholesome, more, you know, essentially loving place. Yeah. Where anyone can create, anyone can fit in. And we just, you know, we don't tolerate people putting each other down or being hateful in any way. And so, you know, we have plans for certain things like, you know, going to conventions, you know, helping each other with shipping, stuff like that, helping each other with advertising. So right now, we're kind of just helping each other get our projects out there. So right now, you know, we have Philip Myra running Crackle Volume 3, or Leslie Julian and Doug Wood running Savage Wizard. And so, you know, anytime they just need a little bit of help, they're like, hey, can you please boost this? Yeah, we got you. So that's kind of step 1. You know, we have plans to, you know, have a live stream where we can all get to know each other and invite people to come hang out. Mark Pate has a sit and sketch event once a month, typically the 3rd Sunday of each month that he's hosted. And I think this last time we really boosted it and we're like, hey, anyone's invited, come hang out. And I think we had a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, there was like 30 people or something.
No.
No, there wasn't?
I think there was like 14.
Oh, I thought it was like really.
But it's
really
better
big.
than 2, which I think had been the constant. And, you know, that helped us get to know people that we do interact with. So that was really cool. And, we have a website where we have a bunch of resources for comics creators at any level. There's getting started, there's shipping, there's fulfillment, there's, tools for writers, artists, colorists, letters. Because we want to be as transparent as possible and we want to help as much as possible because while it is super important to just get started and make your own mistakes, we also
mitigate a lot of that.
Yeah, we can shorten that journey a little bit.
Yeah.
And even help them avoid some of the pitfalls of just, what freelance work can be sometimes. Sometimes it's not so fun and
sometimes it's not so free.
Yeah. Sometimes people are a little bit shady and that's not nice. So we just kind of want to use our talents and skills and resources to help people make comics. And that's what the collective is right now. Just a bunch of people trying to make it on the scene and reaching out wherever we can if people need help. So yeah.
I love it.
We have a website. It's Phoenix Comics, but it's very much abbreviated. It's phxcmx.com. So if people want to check that out, we have a list of Kickstarters and events on our calendar. We have resources. We have, that's also where we post our comics, not to read, but to just be like, here's what the collective has out. Here's where you can buy them, or here's where you can support them. So yeah, we have our own titles section, I guess. So it's still growing because a lot of us have done little things, but a few of us are actually like making books and issues and stuff, getting them out there. So yeah, baby steps.
That's wonderful. So just to sort of make sure I'm understanding, because I quite like that. So the Phoenix Comics Collective, basically it's a collective of comic creators, whether you're an artist, writer, letterer, some combination therein, or colorist. And as you mentioned, you guys give each other tips on how to do XYZ. You boost each other's when it comes to, hey, check out this thing, whenever it's a new book. And like you said, you're doing a thing where you get together and just sort of talk.
And that's open to everybody, right?
Oh yeah. We have kind of like our Discord where we do business, and we kind of are slowly building things up and getting things organized and structured. But we have a chat where, we're just like, hey, we like this person. Let's get them in here.
But
Let's get to know
the sit
them.
and sketch is for all.
The sit and sketch is for everybody and anybody.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know if there was anything else I was going to add, but yeah, I mean, we've met up with another Comics Collective member, and a few of us have already met.
Interviewed.
Yeah, you've interviewed a few, I believe.
Fel.
Yeah, we actually had lunch with Fel.
When we dropped off Pilgrim's Dirge to ship.
Oh.
So that was really fun.
Yeah.
And then I think a couple others have been to actual conventions together.
Yeah.
So we're just getting started. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
I love it. Well, as mentioned, you've kind of run through my questions. I always like to end my interviews, as mentioned, in 2 questions. So first, so the easy one, or sometimes it's a hard one for creators. What is it that you're reading right now? Or perhaps playing. I appreciate, with the schedules, it's a little easier to play a video game sometimes than read.
Okay. As far as playing, I recently completed Psychonauts 2. I will always talk about this because I played the first Psychonauts 16 years ago and I loved it. I was over the moon for it. And the second one came out and it's a masterpiece. It's about mental health and forgiveness and overcoming our trials and trying to make things better. And it's a riot. It's so funny and it's so beautiful. And I recommend everyone play it. If they can. As far as reading, I read the first volume of Dr. Slump by Akira Toriyama, and that was pretty funny. I finished East of West like a month or 2 ago.
Yeah, finally got to the
and it healed my soul and hurt my heart. Toben had been wanting me to read that for years, and I finally did it. I've been reading Witch Hat Atelier by Kamome Shirahama. It's one of the most beautiful manga I've ever read. It's it's this amazingly detailed world, and you follow this little girl who, you know, loves magic, and something bad happens, and she has to become a witch essentially. But it's a wonderful story. That's what I've been reading. I guess I've also been reading Once and Future. I've been catching up on that. I love Dan Mora's art so freaking
Yes.
much. Him and
Sorry, big
Tamra
fan.
working together is just a match made in heaven. Yeah.
That's really
So good.
I've been playing, because I don't read anything anymore. I've been playing Diablo 2 for research.
I was gonna say the original or the Resurrection.
Original.
Yeah.
Original.
All right. Cool.
So I've been trying to, because I've never gotten through all 3 acts, like using the stuff that I found myself. I've always been online, so I'm close. I just killed Mephisto this morning in Hell, so that's fun.
Oh, congrats, honey.
Thanks. So I recently picked up Fire Emblem Fates again. It's on the 3DS. I haven't finished that one. I keep going back to Hades because that game is just too good.
I have a good friend who loves that game.
It's so good. I want to teach a course about it. That's how good it is. Like, I'm designing a game studies course to teach specifically about Hades. So
Wow.
That's fun.
Do a postdoc on Hades.
You could.
Do it.
I was playing Fallout 4 a little bit, but I don't play it. I just like leveling up. I like seeing the bar go up, and I like when the Idiot Savant jingle procs, because you get like the doing sound.
Yeah.
That's always makes me laugh. And I guess we listened to Harry Potter over the summer, and that was a wonderful
It was
experience.
my first time experiencing Harry Potter in book form.
And then I'm 10 chapters away from finishing Way of Kings in audiobook as well. So trying to get back into books through audiobooks, because like I can't read.
You also play Borderlands 3.
No, I don't anymore.
Oh,
I've
well,
decided
he was.
Yeah, I was.
That was
really
like game
fast.
number, what, 5, 6?
I don't know. I play a lot of games at
You play
once.
so many games.
Comics wise, I did finish reading Die. If you've read Die by Kieran Gillen.
I'm on volume 2 right now.
Okay.
Man.
That book. Whew,
Oh,
especially
my gosh.
as an RPG fan, that thing is a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
There was another one that I was following, Die, and I don't know. There hasn't really, like, sadly, there hasn't been that much that Image has been putting out lately.
It's because there needs to be more Outer
been
Darkness.
interested. Yeah, Outer Darkness is too good. Did you ever read Outer Darkness?
I did not.
It was Jonathan Lehman's next project after Chew, before he
so good.
did Chew, right, about the sister.
Yeah.
And it was like Star Trek meets
The Exorcist.
essentially.
Like, it's so good. It's such a wonderful premise, and Afu-chan does the artwork, and it's just so good. And then
So if you go to your shop anytime soon, order. There's only 2 trades, but they are some of like the best writing and storytelling and world building and art. Like, it's so unfortunate that it got canned.
yeah.
Anything else?
I
I read all the stuff I letter. Does that count?
That's fair.
So I'm working on Savage Wizard. I'm working on Beastlands as always. Side Quest. Side Quest is so good. If people haven't read Side Quest,
Side quest number 3 is like done pretty much. It just needs to go to print, right?
yeah, I need to letter the last page
Yeah.
and then put it to print. So yeah, lots of odds and ends, but it really is like very eclectic, where, you know, we'll have an hour before bed and we'll be like, do we just work? Do we play something? So we don't play board games anymore, unfortunately. That's kind of why D&D got scrapped.
Yeah.
And then everything.
It's hard to think after a long day of being a parent and working and schooling.
Yeah. And then we get all our books from the library, so we're kind of restricted to what they have. But yeah, so we come back to video games a lot.
Wait, I read the first volume of Delicious in Dungeon, and it was so good. Okay, I'm really picky when it comes to manga, because I just am. But Delicious in Dungeon is so good.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's like D&D but with food, but with that funny manga-ness.
Yeah. So if you've played Breath of the Wild, you play Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So you know how how integral the cooking system is to that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially the whole plot.
Oh, okay.
It's like they go into
So
this
good.
dungeon, and rather than, you know, get like 3 floors down and then have to leave to go get supplies, they have to learn how to cook and use what's in it to survive. And so it's like each chapter is essentially a recipe that they figure out. It's very, very Breath of the Wild in that sense.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's really good.
Cool.
You should check it out. It's just, it's so fun. Yeah.
I'd read the hell out of that.
Yeah.
All right. And then, my last question, it's really not a question. It's, what do you find folks want the world to know? Whether it's how to get your stuff, what's coming up, anything, go for it.
Racicot.art.
Yeah, that's spelled RACICOT.art. That's where you can find all the things, all our social media, comics, Kickstarters.
And the newsletter.
And yeah, okay.
That's the real secret ingredient here.
The newsletter has so many goodies that we never post online or anywhere else. And things like, if you want a Figgle Valentine's Day card, that only comes in the newsletter.
You want to see what the very first version of Crown and Anchor looked like?
That's only in the newsletter.
Thank goodness, that's only in the newsletter.
So yeah, the newsletter is right there on our homepage if you scroll to the bottom.
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's there.
What's your handle?
My handle is Shining Capella, which is ShininCapella. Excuse me.
And mine is at Toben Racicot. Alaire will be doing some live streams on Twitch to promote Crown and Anchor. So she used to live stream. She's going to do that a little bit.
So every Tuesday throughout the campaign, I will be drawing chapter breaks or comic pages in the evening.
Hang out on that.
Yeah. And I just want the world to know you're doing better than you think, and we love you, and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. This too shall pass.
Yeah. Your starting point will not be your ending point. You have this whole trajectory to play out and enjoy. So there you go.
And read Crown and Anchor.
Read Crown and Anchor, please. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well, absolutely to both of you, Toben, Alaire, thank you so much for coming on Wednesday Night Reviews. It was a joy to speak with you. You guys are great.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you. You are so sweet, and this was really fun. And
really fun.
Thanks for putting up with all of our BS. It's very much appreciated.
And my tangents.
Oh, yes. Pinball and
go play some pinball.
Bloody Tuesday.
I need to figure out what that is.
Bloody Pinball Tuesday.
All right, well, folks at YouTube land, thanks for tuning in. Check out the links down below for all the links for the website, for their book, Crown and Anchor, for the Kickstarter campaign, and everything else. And we'll see you next time.
Golden age to present, digest to oversize. Never miss new comic day. Yeah, no surprise. So where's my no prize? Check the letter columns. Can't find issue 2? Yeah. Collector problems, cliffhangers, mysteries. You need answers. When did Batman become Green Lantern? I get it. True believer, not lying. Always up for an awesome summer crossover tie-in.